Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday. And first off, before we get started, I would like to say if you do have any replays that you would like to send me to actually be featured on Funday Sunday, send them at hakaymgaming@gmail.com. I will take a look at them, and if I think they're good enough, I'll upload them and have them on featured on Funday Sunday. So let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. As you can see, I am actually captaining the Tier 2 US destroyer, the Sampson. Yes, I went ahead and got the US destroyer. I'm starting up the US destroyer line, and the replay doesn't always work the best, apparently. So, yes, I'm taking a look at the Sampson. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to push forward like I've been doing. I have a lot of ships I'm working on. But anyway, as you can hear in the background, I have Steven Seagal actually currently captaining this ship. So, teams, yeah, it's fairly tier 2, fairly well balanced. There's a couple tier 3s, and there are a division of smiths. There are 3 smiths in a division, and as you can see, the Smith has at least 4 guns it can bring to bear, and I'm taking quite a beating. Now, the Smith is a premium tier 2 destroyer. I've never actually tried it, so I can't really say that much about it. So, we do know that all 3 of the Smiths are currently over on our side. Now, we are playing on Islands, one of the new maps for new players, or these low tier battles, and hopefully we can do really well. And I will say this game comes down to the wire, as you will see. So currently trying to take a look at try and take out the Smiths, and they have torpedoes that they fire individually, not like the British cruiser line, but their torpedo setup is just individual torpedoes. As you can see, they're firing off just single spreads of torpedoes. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, the US destroyer line does not have very long range torpedoes. They only have about 4.5 kilometers. And one little other side note is I don't have the Sampson upgraded. I just didn't really want to think it was necessary to spend the XP or money on the Sampson. So I'm just going to see how well I can do just with a stock hull of the Sampson. Now, the Sampson is kind of, I don't want to say unusual, but it's unique that the torpedoes, there's two torpedo tubes on each side, so you can always fire 2 spreads of torpedoes whenever facing port or starboard. And the guns, you can only get 3 off whenever going broadside. So we're going to come back around this island, and we do know the Smith that propped that smoke is still in that smoke, because he hasn't moved and he was firing, and there he is. And now we have a friendly Tachibana actually kind of currently helping us. And let's see if we can take out this Smith as quick as possible. And I do have to be weary of his torpedoes, so I'm going to start turning away. And there we go. We got our very first kill. Very, very nice. But this has led us into kind of the middle, semi-middle of the map. And we had a Kaladin actually firing at us. And there are some torpedoes, I believe from the Kaladin, memory serves me, but we were able to dodge it. We're doing pretty well. But our team, we have lost 2 cruisers and a battleship, while they've only lost 2 destroyers and a cruiser. And we're taking a look, seeing if we can get a torpedo spread on that Kaladin. But you can see on the minimap that Kaladin is actually moving away, and my torpedoes would never reach him. But our team isn't doing, I guess, the greatest right now. They are mostly up north. There is at least 2 battleships and the Tachibana, and 2 cruisers all the way in the back, the Dresden and the St. Louis, which is not very beneficial for our team. So it's going to come down to the fact that we're probably not going to win this solely by fighting, by winning, by killing all the ships there on the enemy team. So taking a look at the Kaladin, let's see if we can get a good damage roll. Shells break. Kinda unfortunate. Let's see if we can get a fire. That would be nice. There we go. On demand fire. Just when you need it. And the Smiths on the far north-hand side, at least 2 have gone down, and there's still 1 left currently actually shooting at the friendly Sampson. And at this point, I look at the team and I see that we are down 1 ship to there, and I'm thinking probably be a good idea at least kind of move towards cap. Now, what I'm about to do is really super dangerous because this map is very small. And granted, the ships are very slow. They can still at least be within range if you're spotted if you start to cap. And I'm going to try to cap. And I just basically come to this conclusion that I don't think our team's going to win. All our ships are all the way up north except for 1 battleship that's far down south. And they are currently trying to take out the Smith and the Kaladin. The Kaladin just took out our friendly Nassau, so we are down yet another battleship, and we just lost our Sampson, and he did get double strike, so very good job, Captain of the Kaladin. And that has left us in pretty much of a pickle. We are down 2 ships compared to them, and I'm thinking, yeah, trying to cap is probably going to be the best solution, but as you can see, it takes about 3 minutes to cap. 3 minutes. And even though a lot of these ships can't break 20 knots. Oh, good lord. Steven Seagal's voice is terrible. They can still come back and reset the cap. So I have to be a little bit tactful of where my positioning is, and I'm taking a look. I know my torpedoes are only 4.5 kilometers, but you never know. He might be able to get within range. The torpedoes probably aren't the fastest. I think they only go up to about 55 to 59 knots. Now, we do see that there is a Nassau that is moving towards their cap, and unbeknownst to me, there's also a St. Louis. And anyone that has either played the St. Louis or has gone up against the St. Louis knows that the St. Louis eats destroyers alive. And that is not very good. So I'm using the island for my benefit to basically prevent me. Now, fortunately, they are spotted by our friendlies. And that is allowing me to at least kind of figure out which way they're going. Now, had they been communicating, they would have taken different routes. But you can see that they're all, both the St. Louis and the Nassau, are moving up on the north hand of this island, which is allowing me to get on the south hand. Now, the Sampson isn't as quick as a, obviously as quick as a Gearing, but still does pretty good speed. And I'm just waiting for that perfect time to launch torpedoes. Eventually, I'm going to switch over to the St. Louis. And you can see that I've lined up my shots for the St. Louis. Now, the Nassau is playing smart. He's not going out in a straight line. He's kind of hugging that island. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually get torpedoes on him. Now, we are proxy spotted by the Nassau, and we get 3 torpedoes on the St. Louis, caused a flooding and incapacitated his engine, which is very good. And now the Nassau is actually starting to come around the island and launch my torpedo spread. And one very nice thing about these low tiers is that you have that very high reload rate on your torpedoes. Now, normally, if you were facing off, say, against a Benson or even a Gearing, you wouldn't be doing, you would actually be able to rush because their torpedoes take so long to reload that they're almost nearly useless up to a point. Now, we are actually getting hit by a enemy Kawachi that just rounded the corner, and we're being proxy spotted once again by the enemy St. Louis, and the Sal just missed almost every shot right there. Oh, good lord. Now, the person you should be watching is the Kawachi, and we get 2 torpedoes on the Sal, caused the flooding. I think we should be able to get him. Now, this Kawachi captain, just watch the battle with him. Fired our both spreads of torpedoes toward this Kawachi. The Kawachi is not a very fast ship. It's very similar to the setup as far as the Nassau is, and we do get our kill on the Nassau, caused flooding, very nice, and all 4 torpedoes hit, but unfortunately they don't cause enough damage, and he fires another salvo, and unfortunately that means we can't quite kill him, but we are starting to get low in health. Now, fortunately for us, I don't know who did it, but the St. Louis on the other side did just go down, and that is actually a very good thing because, as you can see, the teams are fairly well matched. Now there is a full health Chester and a Mikasa actually defending our cap, and there is the Kawachi. Now I'm going to try to maneuver away to give myself more opportunity to not get hit by the Kawachi's guns. Now, we did cause flooding on that Kawachi, and if we can get a fire, that fire is going to stick for almost the full duration or until his damage control is up. But at the exact same time, I don't think the Kawachi captain's going to much enjoy being on fire, and you can see he's actually starting to turn towards me. And we do get high caliber, which is something you don't see very often on these low tier battles. Now this salvo right here, watch this. Okay, maybe it's not this one. I think it's this one. This one right here. Boom. 3 health points. That's all I have. And the Chester and the Mikasa are fighting it out, but the Kawachi captain is moving into our cap to at least attack the Mikasa. And this is going to allow me the opportunity to actually get into cap. Now, if anyone has been watching the chat, it's actually been rather amusing. Someone said that I was going to essentially carry the match, and that my torpedoes are pretty wimpy. Yes, they are. You can see that we didn't kill the Kawachi, so that's unfortunate. So I'm going to try to cap, and the Mikasa took out the Chester, but at the same time the Kawachi is just about to take out the Mikasa anytime now, and fortunately this is what's going to allow us to actually win. So yes, the Kawachi does go down to the enemy, or sorry, the Mikasa goes down to the enemy Kawachi, and so it's just 1v1. And I am in their cap, and we've got over a quarter of their cap points down. So the Kawachi is very slow, and I really am loving the chat right now. And I'm talking about the Steven Seagal. His voice acting is not impressive, pretty much. And I just find it rather amusing that the Kawachi's last salvo that hit me left me with 3 HP, and had he been any luckier, if oranges had been even nicer to him, would have taken me out and would have won him the game. But the Kawachi has moved all the way north, and he's probably turning around as quick as he can, but the Kawachi is a very slow ship, and there's not really much he can do. Cap's gonna go down in about a minute, and yeah, there's not much of this Kawachi can do. So the captain asked me how much health points I got left, and I said, tres, I have 3. And it's just fantastic. So I'm gonna try to get behind this island once more, just in case, just to be on the safe side. And yeah, this was a really good game. I was very happy with it. It was my second game with the Sampson. I very much enjoyed it. It really came down to luck more than anything else. But yeah, watch, the Kawachi's captain is trying to be a little bit lucky, but his salvo that he fires in doesn't reach me. So we're gonna win due to capturing the base. So this is actually gonna be it for this episode of Funday Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jin.